What's good, everybody? This is the FMAD podcast with your host, DJ Punch.
And I'm the coolest motherfucker on the planet, Cool Ass Cam.
And as always, this episode and all episodes are brought to you by Innovative Culture. Make sure you follow Innovative Culture on Instagram at innovative.culture. Make sure you follow the podcast as well at the FMAD podcast. Make sure you follow your boy at I am DJ Punch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole Shabam Boo. Baby, where they finding you at, Cam?
Y'all can find me at Cool Ass Cam. COOLAZZCAM.
Look at that. Sound like a true gangbanger and shit. Check this out, man. Normally we talk a little bit of shit before we bring the guest on, but I know the guest has a lot to put in on a lot of this conversation that we're finna start off with. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce him. He hasn't been on the show. He's been on the show, what? This is your second time?
This is my
second time. Oh, you recorded. Yeah, forgot you. Got the homie EJ in the motherfucking building.
Hey, round of applause.
Look, I'm going to add that in. You know what I'm saying?
Do that in post.
Yeah. Anyways, bro, where they find you at?
Subway, my nigga. I'm making these sandwiches. This assistant manager shit is a real thing, bro. Like
sandwich artist.
Thing. Yeah, I'm an assistant manager, bro. So I got 4 sandwich artists and 2 janitors that work up under me.
Hey, man, since 2009.
Yeah, since 2009. Like I got, you know what I'm saying? They talking to me about equity and Subway and shit. So they gonna give a nigga a percentage or whatnot. But if you don't see me there, you can find me on Instagram, one and only EJ, the number 1 AND only EJ.
There we go, man. So check this out. Today was the inauguration, right?
Yep, inauguration for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, VP. I noticed a lot of things at the inauguration, but on Instagram, there's no people.
Yeah, exactly. But
there's no people
on Instagram. I noticed some other things. I seem to notice that a couple people got pardoned.
Oh shit! Yeah, the pardons went down. Hey, shout out to Donnie the Don. Look. Donnie the Don, baby, he put it down one time for the hood before he left. That nigga freed. We knew he was gonna free Wayne, but like he freed Lil Kodak. And
so do you feel like Wayne purposely, kind of started siding with him just knowing that he was gonna get pardoned or what?
Hey, look, I think it's a bigger play at hand. I think we fail to realize that like Trump is he's known for repping New York, but he's a Florida resident, like Mar-a-Lago and all that shit. And
they said they was like the Florida boys.
Yeah, he pardoned all the Florida boys. That's what niggas fail to realize. Like Wayne is a resident of Miami. Kodak is a Florida resident. To me, I feel like if they don't impeach this nigga, Trump finna just gonna run for governor in Florida, and like Florida is gonna be low Trump land.
Oh, he gonna win.
Well, what I think it is when you say a bigger play, at hand, right? I think it comes down.
And
to,
I think I'm sorry to cut you. If they impeach him, he gonna have Donnie Jr. do it.
I see that
too.
Yep. Keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Well, you think about these celebrities and all that, right? Trump is a businessman. He thinking about money.
First and foremost.
So he's bringing out people that are going to generate revenue for the state. So when we say the Florida boys, yeah, they bringing in money for Florida. They giving back to Florida. And they giving back to Trump's businesses. Maybe he's investing in these artists. Maybe he's invested in some of these high-profile people.
Look, man, who else did he pardon? He pardoned some other people, didn't he?
He pardoned Harry O. For those that don't know, Harry O was the man that was fiscally responsible for death row. Right. Like, we know everything that Suge Knight did, but this is the man that was... go do your Google on that man. Michael Harry O was a drug, probably one of the biggest drug dealers in LA at the time. They said he was one of the first people in LA that had a Colombian connect. This man has so much money. Denzel Washington's first play was paid for and put on by that man. He was trying to go legit from being a drug dealer. He was the first nigga to put Denzel Washington on the stage.
That's real.
You go fucking Google that. That's a fact. Michael Harry O is a real motherfucker in this game. Like, understand something. He is the reason why, with all due respect, Death Row was able to sit at a lot of tables. Like when you talk about what a lot of people don't know, and Jay Prince talks about in his book, Rap-A-Lot, Murder Inc. and Death Row was going to put together a distribution company. Oh. So what people fail to realize is, a lot of rappers have record labels, but nobody has distro. Distro is the people who can literally, before Apple and iTunes and all that shit, these were the people that were putting your shit in Best Buy, Target, Sam Goody.
That was a connect.
Basically. So a lot of people had record labels. Nobody had distribution companies. Jay Prince, the head of Rap-A-Lot, Irv Gotti, who was at the time was Murder Inc. was the shit, and Suge Knight, who was the head of Death Row, even though Death Row was towards the end of the Death Row we knew, they were still planning to put together a black distribution company, and they were gonna go to all the black record labels. But then after that, basically all of them niggas caught Fed cases.
Okay, so But
Suge was able to make that connection because Harry O and Jay Prince had a connection through the streets. That was the point I
Okay.
was making with Harry O and that whole thing. Like that's how deep that shit ran. Like his name was that good that even with everything that Suge had did, all the antics and everything, people were still willing to sit at a table with Suge off the name of Harry O.
Harry O, okay.
That's how good his name was.
So on a business aspect, he was like he was the key.
I mean, I like from again, like I sit around and I watch this shit and like I be in tune with this shit and I just pay attention to like the documentaries. And it's not like I go to one source, like I go to multiple sources. Like, and you can pull up niggas' court records. Like that's what I think niggas fail to realize.
It's
like,
the
you can
internet,
pull up-
baby.
Yeah, the internet. You
2021.
can pull up everything. Like you could pull up the niggas. So that's why when niggas be like, oh, that nigga's a snitch. I got the paperwork. Like you can pull this shit up. Some of that shit you might have to pay like $25 for or whatever. But like a lot of this shit is just free for niggas to get to. So like with that shit is, and especially with YouTube, like it's a lot of people who've done the legwork for you already. So yeah, a lot of the things that man did and like just I think his business acumen is well displayed, and I think if you just take a little bit of time to go and look, I think people will see just what he was and who he was. And I think even like he served his state sentence, but I think like he turned around after he got released from state, the feds picked his ass up again. Like so he did like 20 years and then got picked up again, I think.
Okay, so you get pardoned, right?
Yeah.
Now with the reputation like that, what now? What do you do now? What do you think his next move would be?
I mean, for a man like him, when you look at him, I think when you look at I think we're in a point in society where people are so intrigued and so in tune with these, like want to be so close to these gangster stories and want to know these intimate details. I think that for him, you come out, you see what Frank Lucas was able to do with American Gangster. You see what Rick Ross was able to, I mean, like Freeway Ricky was able to do with Snowfall. Right. I think that man had, especially with him knowing the other side of the Death Row story, he has so much to be able to come out and talk about and do documentaries, public speaking, a book. Fucking, like,
First and foremost, a book. Let's just base everything off the book.
Yeah, like his movie deal is going to be like, he's for sure, he's probably got a movie deal done already. Like,
I mean, how many conversations do you think he's already had in prison with people who are doing research on these movies and documentaries that are already coming out? Because don't you think he would be one of the first reference points that people like reach out to or contact?
I mean, I think for him, when you locked up, like anybody who's down like that, you always hopeful you coming home. So a lot of cats, you always hear them be like, I'm holding my shit for my book, or I'm gonna hold it for when I come home to be able to talk about it.
That got to be some shit, because you know they was throwing money at him even while in prison.
I mean, you got to think they did the NWA story while that man was locked up. I'm sure plenty of people reached out to him about that to be able to get him to consult on that. I mean, for him, I wouldn't,
even
because
the documentary.
That's such a small part of his legacy. That if I was you, I wouldn't give. If I was him, I wouldn't give that up. Like I said, most people don't know about the Denzel background and him trying to go legit.
That's a whole nother aspect of the
like
story.
that's a whole nother part of the story. That is something that's like, oh shit. That when you do this in its totality, when you do it in small pieces, it's not gonna. He doesn't look like the person that he is. Because in all actuality, for the majority, if not the totality of the Death Row run, he was locked up. Yeah. So people. Like for him to talk about that's something that's kind of distant. It's a couple of degrees of separation there. Right. So people are willing to hear your story, but they're not gonna be. We can't build nothing off of that. Mm-hmm. But if you look at it in its totality, though, I think you have something there that's like, you go back to fucking Kenner, who was the lawyer for Death Row when they first got, when they was in before Death Row even had an office, like when they were in the fucking whose building were they in? They were in the Sonar building, because that's where Suge got the case where he pistol whipped the guy. Mm-hmm. It was in Sonar Studios. It was a black guy that owned that, and they were working out of there. And Kenner was the lawyer, but Kenner comes from fucking Harry O, and that's who was defending Suge for all those years. Mm-hmm. So that's how that comes in. Yeah.
Well, shit, man. I was noticing the people that got pardoned, and I was kind of noticing that, like Lil Wayne, like Kodak, it was kind of people that towards the end kind of started a campaign for Trump. You know what I mean? And I think. To make a move like that, would you think you would have been able to make a move like that, kind of campaign towards Trump,
bro,
with the idea or the thought, or even being told straight up, you gonna get pardoned?
What did you say Trump was?
A businessman.
Let me tell you something about business, bro. And I want y'all to always remember this. If you don't never remember nothing I say, always remember this. There's no such thing as a permanent friend or enemy in business. Mm-hmm. It's no such thing as a permanent friend or enemy in business. Mm-hmm. No such thing. No such thing. If you're doing business for real, at some point, you're going to have to do business with a motherfucker you don't like, or it stands for something you don't like. And at some point, you're going to have to cut off a business deal with a motherfucker you actually like.
Yep.
Like, that's business.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. Like, it's an ugly fact of business, but that's business. Now, if we talking about my freedom, we talking about my life, Like we talking about Lil Wayne, like it's a gun charge.
Yeah.
You know, Kodak's been sitting in that motherfucker forever. Only thing, you just want me to tweet this?
Got you.
140 characters. Lil Wayne was like, I just gotta put on a sweater and take a picture.
Hashtag what?
Hashtag what?
Got you.
It's hard, my nigga. Like Lil Wayne got like 4 kids, my nigga. Like your kids is at home. You know, Lil Wayne just got $100 million from Sony. He like, you know, I just got my cash money. You know, just so it's, you know, Kodak is like, man, you know, I'm been in this motherfucker. You know, it's Corona in this.
Yeah.
It's COVID in a
Shit start
Florida
getting a little
prison.
hard, yeah.
Like, look, COVID in the state of Florida has not publicly shut down for COVID.
No.
Like the public, like
Yeah.
the people who free
Yeah.
and that they give a fuck about, they have
That
like
shit's wide the
done
fuck
no
open.
like taking no precautions for them niggas.
Disney World is open.
This nigga is in jail in a place that's not taking no COVID precautions.
Yep.
Nigga, do you know how that's niggas probably just dying on the floor?
Yeah.
He probably like, yo man, I be like, what? Tweet what? I went on that nigga. He tweeted the shit and then screenshot it and posted it on his Instagram, like just in case y'all niggas ain't see it. I want it to be known. I'm fucking with this.
I got
nigga.
receipts.
Like, yeah,
I got receipts.
dog.
Hashtag on all comments, everything.
But like, I mean, for a nigga like Kodak, bro, I ain't gonna hold you up. If I'm Kodak or Wayne, bro, it's one of those ugly things where it's hard to not.
it's
feel
ugly,
good
but it's an
about that.
easy call. What do you think?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you say, business.
In the reality of things, any nigga, let me tell you something. Any nigga right now that's gonna be like, hell no, I would never fuck Donald Trump, nigga.
Yeah,
Fuck Donald
yeah.
Trump. That's a nigga that ain't never. That's a nigga ain't never ever been pulled over. That's a
Nope.
nigga ain't never had the threat of, oh, I might be going to jail.
Yep. The real threat, though.
The real threat, like my mama cannot come get me.
Yep.
That's crazy. Like that, when that shit, if you've ever had that, nigga, then you, nigga, I've never been to jail. Like, let me not sit here and play like I'm a nigga that's been to jail.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in some situations where it's like, you know, hey, this can get bad. This can get bad. And in those situations, if Donald Trump would have walked in that room right now after building that wall, after putting the Mexicans in cages,
Yeah.
after having them niggas storm that Capitol, if he would have, after all of that, if he would have walked in that room like, E.
How you do it? How you do it?
That nigga walked in, and said, he said, E. like he knows me personally, nigga.
The E.
E. Like that's, you know, that nigga was. Wait, look, my nigga. He says my nigga to me too.
I wouldn't
We sit
know.
at the
I
table
know you
like,
having a bad day.
like my nigga. I know what they talking about. I know what they talking about. But look, just hear me out. Just hear me out. I'm gonna get you out. But look, like you got like 300 followers on Twitter.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Nigga be like, I need you to do that. Like I'm be like, damn, Donnie.
Especially after he got muted, you know?
Like, damn, bro, that's a hard decision. My phone charge? That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nah, let me put my passcode in. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. What you want me to tweet? Like, nigga, it's
You gotta
that?
build up to it.
yeah, like
Verbatim?
gotta put some, it's like when you know, it's like when you playing like your girl playing like she sleep, but she
Yeah.
really putting her butt on you.
Yep.
Like I'm be playing like
Yeah.
I'm not finna give up this butt.
Yeah,
I'm getting out of
exactly.
jail today, nigga.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm finna give up these tweets for
It's
Donnie.
not even a question.
Nah, Donnie finna get them tweets from me. I might unlock my phone and walk away and let that nigga get his shit off.
And
Like,
some real shit. I honestly feel like if it
Here,
was
bro.
because there's
you want to
look,
buy me another phone? Here, you can have that shit.
bro, I'm not a nigga, bro. I don't like the idea of jail. Like, I don't know if you niggas don't really get what jail is. Like, go in your motherfucking bathroom, close the door, and live.
Oh yeah, I've been there. It's terrible.
No,
I
I'm
know
not
you
talking to
can.
you. I'm talking about niggas that's listening. That's like, fuck Donald Trump. I never go in your bathroom, close the door, and live.
Yep.
Like
Definitely.
sleep it, like that's your whole
Sleep in your
motherfucking
tub.
life. Yeah, sleep in your tub. Like do all that. Like, dog, that shit ain't nothing. Ain't no women in jail. Ain't no, and at least not the kind I like. Ain't no in and out in jail. Like you can't get like
I like doing too much shit to be locked up.
Yeah, bro. Like I smoke too. Nah, hell no. I got Hennessy. I ain't doing it.
If I can't
Niggas
get up,
making liquor in trash bags.
if I can't get up and go to the store, we lifting weights with water bags. Like
drinking liquor from trash bags. I can't do it.
I'm not, like when a nigga really put that shit on you, bro. Like, let me ask you a question. How do you sleep good in jail?
I don't think you do.
Think about
You
that.
don't sleep good.
Like, bro, a nigga sentenced you to like 14
You don't
years.
sleep good.
The first thing I'm thinking is like, damn, I ain't gonna sleep good for 14 years.
Listen, I
I
recently
gotta listen to niggas talk
listen.
shit, act crazy.
You know
all
those
this.
moments.
Like,
Listen.
I'm not getting a good night's sleep
It's
for
cold.
14 years.
Hey, peep game, peep
bug
game,
hard,
peep game,
cold.
peep. Check it out. I've walked in on a family member talking on the phone with one of my family members. This is in prison, right? And I get on the phone, and it's like the first thing I think of, because why? I don't know. I haven't talked to this person in a long time, but I'm like, what's good, bro? How you been? Off top, the attitude on the other line is like, how you think? That's not a motherfucker that gets a good night's sleep. Ever.
He's not excited.
Ever. Like, there was no type of, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. None of that
The
shit,
excitement
bro.
that was in your voice didn't do nothing for him.
It was not matched.
Let me tell you something, nigga. I'm a nigga who had to go to college and like live in a dorm with a nigga I didn't know. Like the anxiety of being on a plane going to college, like, damn, oh, man, what about this nigga dirty? What about this thing? What about if he ugly? Like, whatever it is. Like, what about if he just like whatever? Nigga, think about jail. Like, that nigga didn't get no grades to get there. He committed a crime to get there. This nigga that you finna have to.
It was probably worse than yours.
Yeah, and like, dog, that's not a place that a nigga. Man, look,
Jail, you on a program. Like, it's a schedule every day.
Depending on who you go with.
Fuck the schedule. Like, fuck the schedule. like, it's the shit in between the schedule.
That's what I mean. All in between your day, you got to deal with. Outside, you can say, all right, well, I'm gonna just go be with myself today. You can isolate yourself, do all that shit. You go to jail, you got to do some crazy ass shit just to go get preschool. Then you got to sit in the dark.
Preschool again. You in preschool again.
Look, niggas think jail. Go to the gym tonight and go take a shower. Go to 24 tonight and go to 24 and go take a shower. It's COVID. Can't nobody do it.
See how comfortable you feel.
See how motherfucking comfortable you feel. Take a shower. Niggas don't even understand. I just playing football, bro, in college. Like, you got to take a shower with other niggas.
Yeah.
Bro, to walk in the shower and it's like 25 niggas that way and 25 niggas that way.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bro, you be like, oh, shit.
The first time that you realize that somebody actually uses the showers, high school didn't nobody use the showers nowhere. Middle school didn't nobody use the showers nowhere.
Nigga, we kept equipment in the showers.
Exactly. That's what we had our fades. That's what we call fades.
You would fight and put the blocking bags. Like,
shit.
Nigga, that shit wasn't no place to be taking a
Fuck
shower.
you mean?
Take a shower.
We didn't even know that shit worked.
Nobody ever tried that shit.
Niggas be talking about they wouldn't take a pardon, but you niggas gotta close the door to take a shower at home.
At least the stall.
You niggas gotta close the door to take a shower at home. When you talking about you finna go to jail and take a shower with, you fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Niggas.
The thought.
Listen, there was one time where I thought I was going to go to jail for a long time, so I kind of started to try to prepare myself for it.
Like, I started to prepare myself for jail.
I was sleeping on half my bed just to kind of get used to having a small bed, like little shit like that. You know what I mean? I would eat at a certain time. I would try not to eat a lot. Like, I would try to eat nasty food on purpose just so I could be like, you know what? I can tolerate this. Like I was ready. I was getting ready, bro.
Listen. It's people who can't even prepare for something like that though. It'd be that one day that comes and
I went into mental mode.
And you don't know that you about to be gone for that day, for that long, you know?
When you sitting on, when you're in the middle of a trial, bro, your mind is going crazy. So you start to prepare yourself for shit, and you don't even hope for the best at some point. Sometimes
I don't give a fuck. It's some shit that you can't because there's a certain element you can't add in your home. It's a certain whatever element.
Oh, I'm not saying that I was prepared. No,
I'm not saying that. But like I'm saying,
I thought I was trying to prepare.
Like, it's some people who can't prepare for it. Nobody can prepare for it.
Nobody.
Because what you have to realize is, even if I lock myself in, even if you do that, there's an element of constant hostility in jail, like in prison.
The only people who can prepare themselves are the people who have been there before, who have had that experience.
Think about the
I know people who get out and then they go right back and then get out and it's like they choose to live like that. Like, you coming out here for a vacation just to go back.
Hey man, look, I heard the illest shit I ever heard.
Everybody got an uncle like that, by the way.
Look, yo, I'm about to tell you a story. I heard the illest shit I ever heard one time. I had to leave a girl alone. Look, I'm at this chick house, right? It's one of them situations where it's like mama, uncle, brother, like 2-3 brothers older, and you got a little brother and a little sister, and then it's like the daddy, like the whole fucking family. Like, uncle just got out of jail and shit, grandma there and all that shit, and like the uncle
Samoans or something.
Nah, it was black chick. It was black chick. But like the motherfucking uncle just got out of jail. So in reality, it was like it was her mom's pops, her grandma. She had like 2 older brothers, a younger brother, a younger sister, and it was her. And then like her uncle had just got out of jail, but like the house was like a rowdy house. It wasn't like no, you know what I'm saying? So the motherfucking uncle, I guess somebody like one of the sons that fucked with this nigga shit. So this nigga's in there. Like as I'm coming, like pulling up, this nigga's in the middle of going like on a tire. Like he's just going off like, motherfuckers just touching my shit. Stay up on my shit, my nigga. Niggas better. He said, fuck around, I kill one of you niggas and go home. Oh, shit. The nigga called jail home.
Yep.
Like, you caught that, right?
Yeah,
I caught that
like,
when you said it right there.
The nigga said, fuck around, kill one of you niggas and go home.
Yep. I've heard it. That shit. And
Now, when people getting out of jail, they say they coming home, right?
Nah,
So,
that
he
nigga
was
saying that
he was that comfortable.
he was that comfortable that
He's
nigga
not
said,
scared.
Fuck. He was in like, dog. I was like, oh, I came.
I don't want to fuck with nobody who's not scared to go to jail.
That's the ones that get out and say, all right, y'all, I'll see y'all in a minute.
Listen, I got
like
a
they
homeboy.
telling
Listen,
their homies,
listen,
I'll be back.
Listen, this is who I want to kick it with. I had a homeboy who got out, right? First thing he did, he looked at me and he was like, "You on probation?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Cool, I'm kicking it with you because I know that if you can't do it, I can't do it."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I kick it with that person. You know who I'm talking about? I kick it with that person. But if you coming out and you already on some wild shit, nah, bro, we can't kick it. I don't care how close we are because it's too much out here for motherfuckers to be losing.
No, yeah, the police will get you for nothing, nigga. And like,
Yeah.
it's niggas who get out and be looking for shit. I'm
Look,
like,
man, they
you
got
gotta
Meek
be
for riding fucking dirt bikes,
a
bro.
dirt bike, bro. Like, keep it a buck. Ask Meek would he have took that pardon.
Yeah.
Ask Meek would he have took that pardon.
Yeah, you think, man, we allowed.
Ask Meek that shit. Ask the nigga Boosie. Boosie, when you was ask C Murder right now, will he take a pardon?
Oh, shit.
course.
Yeah.
Ask C Murder. Ask them niggas Tekashi told on, will they take a pardon?
Shit, Tekashi would take
Shit, them niggas.
I feel like if all of them would have been from Florida, they probably would have got one.
Stop playing, boy.
You know, it's just Trump don't have
Niggas talking
no
about they ain't
invested
taking over.
interest in them.
No, yeah, absolutely. Like I say, it's business, bro. It's
Right,
business. Don't get
right.
this shit fucked up. This shit not for nothing, my nigga. Like, this nigga ain't just doing it because he thought 500 Degrees was a great album.
He said something.
What do
He
you
said
think
something in his speech though, in his farewell speech.
But this the shit though.
He had one?
He had a
Yeah,
farewell, yeah.
speech. But Trump on the low though, like not even on the low, but like people, it's so much white noise that happens and so much shit that goes back and forth that we don't even catch it. Like Trump has been working with social injustice and like situations like that. Like I know Kim Kardashian is the head of a social injustice group of people, and she's pretty much the face for a group of black women that's
They
doing
free
it.
people shit.
Exactly, but a lot of those people are getting freed off of the relationship that people have with Trump, and they're presenting him with these cases. So I hate to say it, like it's one of those things where it's like some people that we don't like the Kardashians and the Trumps, is kind of doing a thing that's like, hey, that's you know.
But at what point do you
Coulda freed
feel
Larry
like
Hoover.
at one point do you feel like and you sit there and go, you know what? I can't say nothing no more. Do you think there's ever a point where they've done enough to where you feel like you can't talk about them? Not you personally, but there's people that just gonna lay off because you know Kim Kardashian's a big thing to talk about every day.
Nah, because duality exists. Like just because you did this doesn't mean you didn't do this as well. Like let's not take that away. Like that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Like so the duality of that situation still can be. I'm a person who freed a lot of people who were put away by crime or like over sentenced for their crimes. Yes, absolutely. But at the end of the day, you still turned around and locked up people seeking asylum. You still started an insurrection that had our Capitol stormed for the first time for 200 years since the Civil War. Like the Confederate flag flew in the Capitol. I don't think people really understand what that shit mean.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, like, no, absolutely, that doesn't. It's no way for him to get a not guilty. It's no way for him to even get like. For him to get 50-50, he no longer has that ability. You've dug yourself in too deep of a hole. No matter who you free at this point, you're just trying to do something. You're just trying to help some of the damage that you've done to society.
I don't think it's just for that though. I think if you look at the reasoning behind it.
No, he was just asking, is there something that he can do that will make him be a good person in people's eyes?
Yeah, because
I just gave my reasons why I don't think that's possible.
You think the damage is done?
Yeah, I think it's too much fucking damage. That's like a nigga drink alcohol every day for your life for 30 fucking years, and you be like, you know what? Now I'm going to get me a salad. You still got sclerosis, my nigga.
Yeah.
A good businessman is hard to weigh in as a good person. You notice a lot of these people that do their business, right?
It's an oxymoron. You can't be a good businessman.
So, he's a good businessman. So, by him being a good businessman, we can't like shift him to being a good person because then all of this shit he just did for business purposes.
Is anyone here actually literate or aware of the things that he did business-wise for the U.S. or economy-wise? Because I don't. I just.
That's what he was talking
know.
about in his speech. That's what I was getting to. So he said that he put certain certain programs, certain things in place to basically build the economy back up during the pandemic. He said as long as these things stay in place and nobody messes with anything or touches anything, then everything should run as it should. You know, everything should keep building and taking off. But these are a lot of companies and things like that was invested in by Trump's organizations and other people that he deals with. You know, like think about the vaccines and stuff like that that's coming out. These are companies that he put money into.
Yep.
Not just him, his partners and things like that. So a lot of these companies that are thriving, that are going to keep pushing, are companies that he actually put his stamp on.
Understand something, like Trump ain't do nothing that is to fucking stop or hinder business.
No,
like at
it's
no
gonna
point.
push business even more.
Yeah,
But
like he didn't do nothing. Like first off, big pharma's gonna be big pharma. So
Yeah.
talking about Pfizer and Moderna or whoever the fuck else that whatever their name is, to talk about them is kind of a moot point because those are people that are gonna thrive no matter what's going on. Like they're always gonna win. Big pharma's always gonna win. They're not governed by the American government, so they are a fucking for-profit business. So they are gonna win.
That Trump would have invested interest in these companies.
No, I'm sure everybody got a fucking vested interest in these companies. But what I'm saying is like, to the question he's asking, I don't know. I mean, I know that nigga he gave niggas the stimulus. Yeah, I know.
Stimmy.
And he was pushing. He was pushing to make it higher and all that. You know.
Yeah.
What was the issue with that? Because you would like Bernie was pushing for $2,000 as well. So it's like how all of a sudden Trump pushing for $2,000 and all of a sudden we can't get $2,000 going.
Because Biden was like, my nigga, that's my trick. Hold on, bro. That's gonna be my thing for the people. You can't. You gonna do that as your last one out. I'm trying to do that as my first one in.
I got you.
Like for Biden, that meant more. You know, for Democrats and Biden, that meant more to get that on the books for him than it did for Trump to get that on the books going out. So that's why you block that. That's simple.
For optics.
Yeah, that's simple. You block that because that's mine, bro. You don't get that. That's like
smoke and mirrors. That's what all that shit is.
That's all that is, bro. But I mean, even like the SBA. The SBA was a thing that was I don't know a lot of people know that was put forth by a black Republican. Like he was the one that actually put forth that.
And
bill
niggas
that
take
actually got
advantage of that
approved.
shit. I've seen so many people take advantage of that.
I don't know, bro. I don't think nobody's taking advantage of a program that's being given out based off tax dollars. Like everybody,
I know a lot of people that said they had businesses, shit like
Everybody.
that. They went out and they was getting all kind of checks off of that.
But nigga, like I said, it's tax dollars. Like that's the thing that's fucking. I think that's the thing that the people have to realize. Like we mad at other motherfuckers for getting our money back.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest shit in the fucking world. That money is tax money. That is tax dollars. That is shit that you paid when you bought that beer, you bought that cell phone, you bought them swishers. At this point in LA, when you bought that weed, all that shit is taxed. It's taxable.
Highly.
Taxable goods, bro.
Highly taxed.
So even if a nigga don't own a house, you don't have a job yet, however you get your money, even if you get your money off the books, when you go buy some shit, you back on the books, bro. You pay taxes.
Right, because
state taxes,
if you
all
think
that
about
shit,
it,
bro.
when you look at a receipt, you don't see all these individual costs and prices and all of that, but it's broken down throughout the
Yeah,
system.
nigga.
So when you get into like, profit loss, all that type of shit within the business and that, when you notice all of these numbers and you see, all right, this is what all this costs and this is how you build everything up. So when you see your taxes, all right, well, state of California gonna charge me this to put this in this location. I'm gonna have to pay this to put this right. It's like so many individual prices that gotta get put in to get built up.
Yeah,
so
bro.
when you look at your gas station receipt or something like that, you might see one little tax, but that tax is broken down
Shit,
so many
listen,
ways.
I'm just trying to figure out how the fuck the gas stations get it to be like gas is now 2.9999. Like I'm like, what the fuck? How does that work out? Like, you ever notice that?
Oh, because the 9 is infinite because you never roll over to 3.
So what's the point of that?
The 9 being infinite?
You ever see like, for instance, it'd be like,
I know what you're talking
you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
because
It's funny that you say
that back end rolls.
I get that.
Yeah.
But if gas is $4, tell me gas is $4. Don't tell
Don't
me
tell me
gas
it's
is.
$4.99.
Don't tell me it's $3.999.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I
you
get
fucking,
you.
we fucking with my head here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they do that because if gas prices ever get to $30, them niggas got the space to be able to do that.
I feel like we gotta hold that. We gotta hold that
niggas be
space.
like, we hold that space so niggas can't be like, hey, y'all added an extra number. This illegal. Like, I think
That
you
should
have
be
to.
tripping me
If
out.
gas
I'm
is
like,
$30,
I feel like, did we figure
my
out a
car
way to
better be
divide
able
a
to
penny,
fly.
bro?
Huh?
My car better be able to fly
Bro,
if gas is
don't get
$30.
shit. Bro, you better. Okay, hold on. Stop. Real
If
quick.
I gotta go to
hold
the
on,
gas
real quick.
station.
Just hit me with this. How much is gas right now? Just ballpark. Just a ballpark. Not just ballpark.
$3.
$3, yeah.
$3, right? You ever be seeing that shit from like 1950 where they would go into the gas station like bing bing and the gas it's like 1 gallon of gas 29 cents. So you have to look at from that time, that shit be like cars is what you talking about, maybe 30s, 40s. It's motherfuckers that have lived that long. So what you're saying is that you've seen gas go up by, you just talked about business,
Right.
a 10-time multiplier. So when we talk about stuff in business, we talk about multipliers. We talk about how much should I buy it for and how much can I
It's
sell
a
it for.
trend.
So we talk about doubling, tripling, and all that. But when you
Right.
talk about higher business, like nigga don't be in there like I'm trying to octuple my money. No, you just say like, nigga be like,
Quintuple.
Yeah, you're trying to make 8 times the money. It's 8-time multiplier.
Octuple my money.
So what I'm saying is, in their lifetime, they've seen that price be multiplied by $10. I mean, by 10 times to be able to get from 30 cents to $3.
Yeah.
So what you have to realize is, you keep on living. Eventually, you're going to see the price of goods go from the $3 in your time. You're gonna be able to be like, nigga, I used to be able to get a big goat for $2. Your grandkids gonna be like, what, nigga? This cost me $5. Shut up.
Hey, at what point?
Look, cars evolved. Everything evolves during that time, though. So that's why I said, if it gets to $30,
But what did gas evolve to?
Well, I think they put different shit.
We
It's
shouldn't
not
be
the
using
same
gas
type of
by the
gas.
time that shit's 30.
Because now you
$fucking
got regular, super, premium, all of this shit. They didn't have that when it
I'm
was
sorry.
29 cents.
Does anybody else select anything but, what is it, 87?
Nah,
It depends on what kind of car you got.
87.
I do.
If you got a newer car, if you got a fucking truck, bro,
I'm
you need to be
fucking
putting 91 in that
First
shit.
off,
fucking up.
I be like, hey, look, if you put an 87 in your car, you might as well just get a bottle of Arrowhead for that.
I'm fucking up.
You can put tap water in your car. You
I'm
put
fucking
87
up.
in your car.
If you got a V8, bro, you gotta have 91
like you
in that
see,
shit.
you know, all my cars, like I can't put no 87 in my car. My shit, motherfucker try to ram it,
Bro, I'm fucking up.
Niggas will put $10.
Especially you drive, bro. You need to go ahead and because you gonna put that in the back end, back in that engine, my nigga.
Yeah, I'm fucking up.
I think you put 87 in your car. You just putting water. If you put 91, you probably putting some halfway decent gas.
I'm on
Yeah,
87,
like,
baby.
If you got you one of them little, you know, the little 4 cylinders or something like that, yeah, go by all means. You can do that. But if you got something with a motor in it, you need to make sure that shit can run properly.
What do you use, Cam?
I use 87 because of the type of car I have. I
But
don't have a V8.
if you had a newer car or like a V8 or something bigger, you would definitely use something else.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I would want to maintain my car. I would want it to last longer because that's gonna affect the performance of your car.
I'm irresponsible as fuck.
Yeah, like
But I'm
that's
realizing
adult shit
sitting
is
here.
realizing that, like,
Yeah.
when I became an adult and
You
I
gonna go to the
realized,
mechanic
like,
a whole lot more.
I'm realizing that I'm not a grown man
the
yet.
maintenance of my shit. Like I was talking to somebody the other day. Like I realized like I'm a fucking adult. Somebody was asking me like, how you feel about the police? Like I'm like, I don't want to talk to them, but like I want them to come if my house get broken into.
yeah,
like I'm a homeowner. Like I own property and shit now, nigga. So it's like I be thinking about like the fuck the police. It be like. It ain't really fuck the police. It's kind of like keep the police away from me. Yeah. Like
Unless I need you.
like do what any other employee does for their employer.
Right.
Like that's all I want you to do. Like when I go to work, I see my boss. I don't bother that nigga.
Yep. Right.
Like I don't try to like the nigga who cuts my checks. I don't fucking bother him. That's what I want the police to do. Give me the same thing. Until that nigga calls me and be like, hey, I need you to do something. That's when I go and talk to the nigga. But if I don't have no reason to talk to this nigga, if he's not asking me to do some shit from my job,
You
I don't talk
micromanaging,
to
B.
my fucking boss.
Police is micromanaging, B.
They can't micromanage me. I'm the boss, nigga. I pay you. How are you? You bugging me right now.
Micromanaging us.
But
You
then I
fucking
think
bugging
about
me.
every boss got a boss, right? So
But they're not our boss.
right. So I look at every situation. Like, yeah, you got to answer to somebody too. So I know if you coming down and you trying to say some shit to me, you probably just got your ass chewed out, and now you want to take this shit out on somebody.
But then nobody.
First thing that goes
But then
through my
nobody
head.
chew me out before the cops gave me a ticket. Didn't nobody make me mad. I'm they boss, nigga. Didn't nobody chew me out for me to come down on them? I didn't walk up to them niggas like, why are you not writing me more tickets? No, I didn't say nothing to the fucking cops. You are my employees. Do what any other employee does when their boss fucking walks by. When you see me speed by, you should do what every other employee does when their boss speeds by. You should look down and shut the fuck up.
They ain't never gonna look at us like that.
You should find some
that.
real work to
You
do.
know that's not gonna happen.
I know, but I
That's
just
what
came
we
from.
would want in the perfect
I just
world.
came from work, nigga. I just did a 12-hour shift, so I know how much taxes just came on my check. So
Not
I'm
even
gonna go on
that.
this
Not
tirade.
even that. He's like, look, man, I gotta get on some shit. 'Cause this is
Yeah, I'm
bullshit.
living in my Shangri-La right
We gotta
now,
make that
nigga.
a PSA right there.
This drive.
Right there.
Hey, listen.
You are my fucking employee.
Bro.
Do what any other employee does.
When I started
that?
doing this long ass drive, the drive down here, I would have a lot of conversations with myself.
Yeah.
A lot of them were like the things that we talk about on the
Oh
podcast.
God, those are terrible.
But a lot of them make me realize a lot of things about myself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? One of the things is like when you talk about the police, right? Every time I leave my house, I always have to second guess myself whether I locked my shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my fear is that I'm always come home and the police gonna be right there parked, like by my shit, and it's gonna be like, yeah, you motherfucker, like come on, like your house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I've never had to think or worry about that shit. As careless as I've always been because I've lived in Bellflower and I've always been so comfortable in Bellflower. But even though you shouldn't be comfortable where you live, I feel like I could walk to the corner store like it ain't shit. In Bellflower. Over there, I don't know shit. So it's like I'm timid to even go to the corner store.
Foreign,
So when I walk out of my apartment complex and I see a cop hitting the corner, I'm kind of like, all right, cool. don't fuck with me. But I like your presence.
I like to know your. Yeah,
I like your presence, and I've only noticed that as a grown man because I mean, like you say, we was on some fuck the police shit when you're younger. But when you get older and you start having responsibilities, you start thinking to yourself like, nah, I actually need you. I don't need you to fuck with me, but I need you too.
Like the ill shit, we was saying fuck the police at a time when the police was doing their jobs, like fucking with us. Like I'm not gonna hold you up. Like I was doing stupid shit.
Yeah, we was like young and
absolutely.
So it's like the police was doing their fucking job.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like,
as a mindset now, as we older, we got to look at it like we don't go out with the same type of mindset and do the same types of things. No. We don't interact in the same types of activities anymore. You know,
we can't.
No, not just that we can't. It's like we choose not to, and it's a different mindset that we have about life.
Can't go out and do none of this shit I used to do.
Bro, can you listen? Can you? And I talk about it all the time where it's like every day in my head I hit a lick, right? But in my head. But to actually do it, I don't think I can't.
Bro, no.
I can't.
Don't get me wrong. Like, because of my background, because of my, like, I'm not a nigga by no means who grew up without some shit. Like, I had everything. I had a mother, a father. I grew up in a house. I had, like, gainfully employed, like, all that shit. But I still learned because of the environment I was in. I still learned how to survive in my environment. Like I still understood that everybody in my environment wasn't as privileged as me, and I still learned how to do and how to see from the perspective of other motherfuckers. So for me, I still walk in a place and like I be like, I think about that shit all the time with COVID. Now I be walking in here like I can steal whatever I want out this bitch, and y'all can't see me.
What other time can you walk into the bank with a fucking mask on?
What the fuck am I walking up to this register for? I should walk out with this Snapple.
But then that jail shit come back in.
Listen,
no, it's not even that. It's not even, the jail shit. Yeah, that is too. And then I just think about.
Do get caught?
I think about like he said. Like I'm so. Let me ask you a question. A real fucking question.
Yeah.
When was the last time you ran full speed?
Oh, I listen.
I want a real. This is not.
I was asking my homeboy this, and
when the last fucking time you ran, like I'm talking about Cam, like you really took off full, like old school Cam run, like full speed. Nigga.
Like I was trying.
Like you was getting off. Like you was trying. Like you had
a stride.
Like nigga.
It's been some years.
Okay, let me ask you. Like, so what the fuck make me want? Why would my old ass try to do that running out of a 7-Eleven?
Yeah. Because you have to run full speed to do that.
I will be damned if my grown ass pull a hamstring. Fucking and punch labs because I pull hamstrings.
You pulls hammies.
I will be damned if I pull a fucking hamstring and have to take 4 days off from work because I can't walk up the stairs to get to my office.
Oh, because I wanted to steal some shit out of 7-Eleven.
All because I had the instincts of a 16-year-old me. Are you fucking stupid?
Listen. Every once in a while, I have to shake that shit. So when I go to the liquor store or something, I might get me a little lighter. Might give me a little 25-cent like candy or something like that, just to kind of get the edge off. Sometimes you got to get your nut.
Let me tell you my shit. My
not
shit
gonna
is
front.
This. My shit is this. I don't steal, but I do what's called the snacking shop. Snacking shop. When I'm in the grocery store, because this shit. And I'm gonna tell you how this shit started. This shit started with God bless my homeboy, man. Like Austin, like
Austin. Shout out.
Yo, the nigga's Jamaican, yo. So like, whole immigrant story, all that shit. The nigga Pops would always say, like, only a fool go hungry in America. And so it would be times like, on some real loyalty shit to me and the guys. Like we was on some shit. Like if it was 5 of us, like how we was. If all 5 of us, like if nigga couldn't feed all 5 of us, we couldn't figure out how to scrape our money together to get some pizza from Pizza USA or whatever it was. Like we was gonna have to figure it out, my nigga. Like we still had to eat. So this is at the point like nigga driving to high school and shit. So what we would do is we would go to the motherfucking food for less. Like one day we was broke. We wasn't broke, but we didn't have enough money for like all 5 of us to eat. And so niggas was at the football practice. And so my niggas like, man, fuck this shit. Come on, man, let's go to the grocery store. I'm like, go to the grocery store for what, nigga? You got nowhere to cook? What the fuck? He like, man, just come on. So we go in the grocery store, my nigga. This nigga just walks up to where, where they have those big rotisserie chickens and shit. That nigga just walks up and grabs one of them motherfuckers, opens the bag and just start eating. And he like, nigga, just grab what y'all want. Just eat. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? He like, look, my nigga.
Comfortable.
The nigga said, bro, did you see the security guard when we came in? I'm like, yeah, it was like an old Mexican lady. He like, you think she finna stop all 5 of us? We just came from football practice, my nigga. Like, if
niggas already effed up.
Yeah, like nigga, you can't
mentality though.
If you can't run through her, don't come back to practice tomorrow, nigga. The fuck is you talking about, E?
We hungry.
Like the nigga in the middle of a food for less. He got a rotisserie chicken in one hand, eating it and going off on me. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Like,
that's a hell of a
you can't
bonding
run
moment.
her over.
Yeah, that's a hell of a bonding moment right there.
Yeah, he like, bro, that lady
like
make minimum wage. She not finna try to stop us. He like, this big ass motherfucking grocery store ain't worried about. They finna throw this out in an hour. I'm like, fuck it, my nigga. I'm talking about we went and like opened hot sauce bottles and like literally ate this
Had a
shit.
whole meal inside the grocery.
Nigga, I'm talking about like I put that on everything.
Was there other people in the store?
Nigga,
Like,
it was a grocery store.
I know,
Like,
but you know, sometimes you walk in the store, it's not
a
as busy,
grocery
right?
store. It's a grocery store. School is in, so it's spring ball, so it got to be like January, February, March, sometime in that, like between January and June or whatever. It's 6 p.m. Like it's like we just getting out of practice. It's like people getting off work. People in there.
They going to the grocery store.
People in there with their kids and shit. Like everybody that just got off their 9 to 5s is in the grocery store. And but it kind of helps because like we can sneak off in the shit. You know, like you're in the middle of the shit. So it's kind of like it's too much going on for motherfuckers to really be like, hey, you 5 niggas eating food. Come here. Like
you 5 niggas eating food.
Come here. Like you can't really do that shit. You gotta like, excuse me, man. Nigga, excuse me. No, not you niggas, the other niggas. Like you can't do that.
I started a whole t-shirt business off of stealing those transfer prints.
Yeah, I remember.
Kmart.
Yeah.
You would come over, you tell me what you wanted. More than likely, it was like the cover of a King magazine or something. The one with Maya was very popular.
Mm-hmm. You had that one?
I remember because
I also made a lot of those.
You made me it was one where it was like Patrick from SpongeBob. It was like Tupac, and it was said Tupac.
Yep. See, I was making the shirts, but see, what a lot of people didn't know is I would go to Kmart and I would walk in that motherfucker. I grab like 10 packets at a time. I take my ass to the bathroom with the backpack, slide that bitch in, walk out like nothing happened.
Nah, bro. Like my thievery got probably the worst time I just became like a fucking just like was like I'm stealing. Like I'm not even like I'm a stealer.
Like
like fuck a thief.
Like I'm not even gonna worry.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna use the proper term. I'm not a thief. I'm just a stealer.
Yep.
I'm stealing shit. Like the motherfucker. I'm in college, bro. And I mean, what year is this statute of limitations up? They not finna come.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, we talking about high school and
that's
shit.
all old shit.
Yeah, so and it's not like
Everybody
it's real
right here
shit.
over 30, so it's like we can have this
Come on,
conversation.
nigga, I'm in college, right? And it's a Walmart. And so like you're in college, so like you're spending this bad. You don't know how to budget. You know, I had a little job on campus, so I'm making a little money. My parents would send me shit, but I'm still in college, like buying liquor, I'm in Louisiana, the legal drinking age, like 18 or whatever. So I'm getting fucked up and all that shit. So when it come time to get real shit and go to the grocery store, it's kind of like, oh shit, nigga gotta kind of figure this out. And so for me, nigga, like Walmart became the nigga. And when I'm talking about, bro, we stole from Walmart. Nigga, TJ, me and TJ.
Shout out to TJ. He was on last week.
Shout out to TJ, man.
He was on last week.
Like, nigga, shout out my brother. This nigga, if you think I'm like, remember I told you like every story I have is somebody I can vouch for. Cause shout out to TJ. Like, nigga, the motherfucking, what happened was somebody in our group got caught stealing. And so they took the nigga to the back of Walmart. Nigga, when he got to the back of Walmart, right? So like he gets out, he comes back to campus or whatever, he gets a little fine or whatever. That nigga's like, bro, we gotta stop.
They had y'all on tape, like everything. Yeah, they had all the footage.
Tape, nigga. Fuck having us on tape. The nigga say, I go in the back. He said, you know how you watch the detective shows where they got a board and they got your picture and they got like red string going to your shit and like
I was being investigated.
He said, nigga, they got a board back there with us up there on it. And I'm talking about like, nigga, they got like a line that go down. They got you for a bunch of DVDs. I'm like,
they got everything you done ever took about that motherfucker.
$5 bin, or did you at least get some good ones?
Bro, what they was gonna get me for was the DVDs. Like, that's the shit I'm saying. Like, what happened was after the homie told me
different items on everybody.
Look, nigga, for me, I knew when a nigga said, nigga, they got your name with DVDs, I said, oh shit. Because DVDs had became my like specialty thing of like, nigga, I would go pop the case. And what happened was I had got like the leather, you remember like the old leather CD cases where you would, nigga, I had to go buy one of them because I had a bunch of just loose fucking DVDs around my dorm room. No covers, because I'm just popping them open and taking the shits out. And the niggas like, yo, man, they got you with DVD. That's how I knew like, I needed to stop. This way
pre-Netflix. You were Netflix.
It was probably like Netflix was around, but we was in like buttfuck Louisiana. Like it ain't nothing there. Like next door is a tornado and the other way is a hurricane. That's all the fuck is around. And so, nigga, I like, bro, I was stealing shit that I had like all the seasons of WWE Raw. Like, what the fuck?
Said I'm tired of watching the same shit. I just want to change it up.
I just need the catalog. Bro, I need to know that I have the catalog.
I just had catalogs. Like, I would make it a point to be like, it became almost like an addiction. That's why I was like, I was just a stealer because it would go in there. And
but did you ever watch all that shit?
Some of it, like it would get today. So like, what happened was in college, like I would I had fucked around. I had like started smoking a little bit, like just like baby smoking, like not no big smoking shit, like baby smoking bullshit weed that's down there or whatever. And so I would smoke. So yeah, like sometimes I would like start going through my catalog and I'd be like, oh shit, like I don't know, nigga, like whatever. Like I'm talking about, bro. I had at least like no bullshit. Probably about 300 DVDs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
like, a couple cases.
Yeah, nigga, like when I'm telling you I'm stealing these shits, I'm talking about like I'm popping these bitches the fuck open, and I'm talking about I'm getting to the car, and I got like 10 fucking.
You have $1,500 in DVDs if they were just the $5.
Even ones. That's what I'm saying. So that takes it from petty theft to theft.
Yeah.
So these motherfuckers now. That's why when he said that, I got nervous. I'm like, oh, I have enough in those to go from like for them niggas to really like arrest me.
Yeah.
And like I had
like,
to go
fuck what y'all talking about.
Not like take me to Walmart court where they like put
give
you
me
in
a fine and all that.
Where they be like, you can't buy toilet paper for 6 months. Like not that shit.
They was building up the case.
Yeah, they was gonna have like the local PDs come get me. So I'm like, oh hell no. Like and then like the fucked up part was the Walmart was in like the next city over in a white city.
Oh yeah.
And like we live in Grambling. So like Grambling, the fucking school police are actually the city police. Yeah. So the niggas is on campus with us every day. You get a speeding ticket, they not giving you. They like, man, slow your ass down.
Yeah.
Get your ass out of here.
They already know what you look like. They know who you are.
Yeah, you know. So they eating with you in a calf and shit. But these motherfuckers in the next town over, and what people don't know, a small ass random fact: Grambling sits in Louisiana. They don't have counties like we have, like Orange County, LA County. They have what's called a parish. Right. So your parish is basically a county. Grambling sits in what's called it's an Indian name. It's called Ocha. I'm butchering this shit, but it's like Ouachita Parish. That is the richest parish per capita in all of Louisiana. There's more millionaires in that county per capita than anywhere else. Ruston, Louisiana is in that county. Ruston is where Karl Malone went to Louisiana Tech. Terry Bradshaw went there. For people who don't know, them niggas, the Duck Dynasty niggas that's super rich, they live in Ruston. Fucking it's just like this place that has a bunch of, but it is super fucking Republican, super red, and that is the next city over from where this black college is, and that's where you would have to go to Walmart, you would have to go to the Waffle House in that place, all that shit. So it's kind of like you go, but you know, like, and here I'm coming from LA on some like la da 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 Compton, and I don't give a fuck, like stealing shit, and these niggas is down there like building. I'm like, I'm about to go to jail and fucking and like the fucked up shit. What scared the shit out of me was like a scared straight moment. The nigga was like, I had a like switching my majors. I ended up taking like a criminal justice class, and the criminal justice class, the niggas
so
like,
you getting in your head too.
No, this is afterwards though.
Oh,
I know this fact already, but this is what makes me stop when this is how like I'm like 18, nigga, and then the nigga's like, hey, he tells us that, and then I'm not the doorman. I'm not answering that.
Who's it?
I don't know. I don't see him on camera.
Ain't nobody right here.
It's probably the kids on the side.
Oh, all right.
Fuck it.
Yeah. But,
go ahead, my bad.
Nah, that's real nigga moment.
Yeah.
But nah, so I completely in the fuck. Here it is. So what makes me stop is that Angola prison is in Louisiana. So that's the prison. You know, you get arrested, you get time, you got to go to Angola. You know, I'm the fear of being over sentenced and all that shit just starts running through my head. And so now I'm like, what makes me stop is the fact that I remembered in a class, I'm like, oh shit, if I go to jail in Louisiana, I gotta go to Angola. In a class, a nigga told me in Angola, you have like a 78% chance of getting raped on your first night in there. What? I was like, whoa.
That's like a legit statistic?
So, yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I never Googled it.
Where the fuck did you get that from?
The criminal justice teacher fucking said, the professor said that shit.
Just...
But regardless,
random fact.
Regardless of that,
so like, it's just that was the shit that went through my head, and I'm like, oh shit, that's like if you go in with 10 niggas, you got to count 7 niggas and be like, only 3 of us gonna make it, maybe only 2. Like that, right? I was like, fuck them DVDs.
I don't like those statistics. Yeah, we ain't fucking with. Did anybody else get enough shit to like equal as much as you?
Because no, we all did. Like we all was stealing. We was stealing, nigga. Like it was.
But the amount was it?
We just not going to that Walmart.
Like what I'm saying is,
if your shit was like 15,
you gotta go to the other side of Louisiana. Like,
so what was your move? You just
did you have the highest?
We went to Target.
What happened was I fucked around and I ran into the manager. We ain't had no Target.
He said, "What other store could you go to?"
Target.
Niggas ran into the manager because he was a nigga, like it's a small town. He was a nigga that worked there, and he had went to Graham and hang out on campus and shit. And the nigga his fraternity and our fraternity was kind of cool, and the nigga kind of told us like, man, y'all gotta stop that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like if y'all just stop, niggas ain't tripping. Like they not gonna trip. Like, but if y'all niggas come in there and keep going, like they have enough shit to when they catch y'all, they can really put y'all niggas. And that's what kind of gave niggas the green light to go and know. Like,
That'll have motherfuckers stop going to the self
like
checkout.
I swear, I was just finna say that.
Like, I'm not going to
I didn't even go to self checkout
no
no more. I wanted a witness of like, no, I scanned this cheese.
Yep.
Miss Shirley.
Hey, it's like
Miss Shirley, tell him I scanned this cheese.
it's like
yeah, like every time she scanned my shit, I'm like, can you just hold it up just like this? Can you just do that with after you scan?
Just so everybody know I'm paying for
now
this.
hold the cash up.
Yeah, like, can you count this again? Lay it out and do it.
I don't want no kind of confusion.
Shit, look, I used to work at Walmart, bro. So I know exactly how easy it is to steal from Walmart. I got plenty of stories of people that used to work at Walmart and the licks that they would get.
But it's different Walmarts though. If you think
I worked
about
at
it,
the
like,
ratchet ass
right?
Paramount one.
The Walmarts out here, it's so many to where
Now,
motherfuckers just
now
do
there's a lot.
whatever.
But like Walmart in the South is a different thing. Though.
That's
like,
what I mean.
Yeah, like Walmart in the South is like the
mall.
mecca. Yeah, it's the mall, bro. So like
That's where
everybody
everybody go to kick it and
So it's
shit.
kind of like you
You ever get dressed up to go to Walmart?
not in Louisiana. Louisiana, we had enough shit. What happened was, I went to Mississippi before I went to Louisiana. My first scholarship was in Mississippi, and in Mississippi, that was where like Walmart was the fucking club. Like Mississippi is the asshole of America.
Oh, shit.
Like
He said Walmart is the fucking club.
yeah, like I was in
bitches
fucking
in Walmart.
I was in
Buying
Mississippi, bro,
shampoo.
in Cleveland, Mississippi, bro. That like anytime you go to a place, any city that's named after a big city is gonna be a shitty city. Like if it's not that, like Cleveland, Ohio is a shitty city
Already.
as is. So like to go to like the shitty version of a shitty place is like the worst thing ever.
How you
So
go?
it's
You
like,
went to the ugly sister city.
yeah, like so,
Right.
and it's just like Mississippi is America's asshole. Like if America shitted, it would come out of Mississippi. Like if America had diarrhea, it would come out of Mississippi.
And it pissed out of Florida.
Yeah, it would piss out of Florida. That's literally how it goes. That's why it's shaped like that. Like that's why Florida shapes that way, and then Mississippi's right behind it. A couple states like
Lord.
Atlanta and all that shit is the Gucci of America.
It's hot.
Georgia and all
It's
that
hot.
shit.
Right
It's
in
sticky.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's hot and sticky. Oh God.
Y'all crazy.
It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so nigga, I was down there, and that's where it was kind of like, I'm talking about like, it was country to where like, nigga, you get chicken from the gas station. Like,
You used to be able to do that. down
I
the
heard
street
about
right here?
that. I ain't
no,
never
but that's
seen
why.
it.
That's why. Like you can do that shit here in Bellflower, but that's what you niggas don't realize. Bellflower is a country motherfucking place. That's what niggas don't get. Bellflower is not a city; it's a town.
yeah, it's a
like
town.
it's a fucking town. It's a suburb of a bigger
Belltown.
Look
city.
at everything is based on like the history of the city and all of
It's
that.
a town, so that's why you can get those little conveniences because these are people who are settling here from small country places and shit like that. It's still
Right.
similar to it, so they bring those
Right.
tendencies here. But there, nigga, you would like that's still the best chicken I've ever had in my life. I ate it at the gas station. The best fucking chicken.
Bro, I watch Dining, Drive-Ins, and Dives every Friday.
Bro, that was I would never do that shit in LA. Like I would never do that shit in LA. Like I just feel like the LA germs is just different.
No, yeah, definitely. It's not the
Yeah.
same people making the chicken. Like you got to think about the shit down there. You're somebody right there making the chicken like legit in the gas
like-
station.
Yep.
Like they got their fryer set up, all that.
Like
shit.
it's a pride, it's a different pride that they take in like cooking down there. Like
Yeah.
now niggas out here just
How am I gonna
making
trust
meals.
this gas station attendant over here? You know, like that. I'm not trusting you to make my chicken. You're not gonna season that shit right. You know,
You
not,
niggas don't even put the right gas on the pump. I don't trust you to do the shit you supposed to do, nigga.
Punch over here choosing 87. You gonna ask this motherfucker to fry you some chicken? Nah.
If you're not gonna fry my chicken right, I can't do it.
Nah, you giving me the wrong gas, man.
I wouldn't even want to come there to get gas no more. You feel me? I had to find a whole nother gas station just because you fucked my chicken up.
Can you imagine that shit? I'm sitting there at that thick ass bulletproof window.
Imagine the pressure on gas stations in the South. Like, not only do I have to give you gas at affordable prices, but now I gotta offer you something to fucking eat while you fucking pumping your fucking gas.
Yeah,
I gotta find some fire.
But it's one
ass-
of those things that like the South is one of those places, bro. Like when you live in the South, it's really like my first experience, bro. When I got to like Grambling was like I'm there, I get settled, I get my shit, and like I walk out on the campus, right?
Yeah.
And a nigga just grabs me. He's like, "Yo," and he like literally grabs me and like we're up and walking opposite directions, and he grabs me like, "Wait, where the fuck are you going?" I'm like, "Nigga, don't put your hands on me." He like, "Bro, it's a barbecue over here. We going to the barbecue."
Yeah.
I'm like, what fuck you going?
That's
He like,
some
man,
real-
we going to the barbecue. Come
that's
on.
some real nigga
And like we
shit.
went and it was just niggas barbecuing and shit. And like he was just like,
That's
come on,
real
let's go
shit.
eat. And like,
Real
I
niggas for
didn't
sure.
even know this nigga name. Nigga didn't stop and be
bro,
like, hey,
listen.
I'm Gerard.
Them
Like,
be the
none of that
best
shit.
moments,
Bro,
though.
I met somebody.
Take you to some Papa shit.
Yeah,
listen.
They be like that.
Bro, on some real shit, it was that.
I met a OG in LA, and I had a conversation with him, and he was telling me, he's like, do you know how country Bo Jackson is? I was like, how country? He said, when the Raiders were playing here, I saw him at a liquor store. He's like, I invited him to my barbecue by chance just to see if the motherfucker would show up. He's like, do you know that motherfucker showed up? And not only did he show up, but he showed up with like desserts and shit and mingled with everybody, had conversations and I asked him, I was like, I don't even know you, bro. You popped up. He was like, where I'm from, if you get invited to a barbecue, you pull up to that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I would never
And you
think
better eat
running
too.
into and I would never think running into somebody and just pulling up and eating their food. Like pulling up, period. But now I'm pulling up and I'm eating your food.
Tell you something, nigga. I'm from LA. We the home of who over there?
Yep.
Who over there?
You saw what happened.
Who over there?
There was a knock over here. We was looking
Holidays,
Who is that?
cookouts, all of that shit.
Nigga, all of us is sitting in the same place. We all could see the same shit. All of us ask who is that? Like we could all, like somebody could see through the door. Like Cam was finna be like,
I think we've all had
nah, that'd be
moments
good, yeah.
like that together to where we just roll, we pull up, see some shit. Oh. Who was that? Who in there
yeah.
right there? Oh, okay. And then you see somebody you know,
Nigga.
and then that's how it play out.
Fuck
Listen,
it.
I've-
The real
Somebody
shit
at the
about it,
door see you, and then, all right, come on.
we always get together. We never discuss this. Niggas ran a whole club together.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to understand that. Like niggas is
Oh, the can.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like nigga, fuck this shit.
The can.
The can.
Niggas,
Garden Grove.
So this nigga, at the time, I'm doing stand-up comedy, right? This nigga Punch comes to me, he's like, hey bro, I'm come to this club with me, I want you to host it for me. I'm like, all right.
I was like,
Come-
I need somebody on the mic.
Yeah, so come to find out, it's Cam's fucking club. So I'm like, oh shit, this is Cam's shit. I'm like, okay, Cam has found this fucking hole in the wall ass little club in fucking Orange County in Fullerton, and he's found this Chinese lady that's like, oh yeah, you could take the bar.
It was a coffee shop.
It was that's what it was. But it was but it was so fucking big that the shit had a stage and a dance floor and all that shit and like booths on the side and still had a whole nother side that was vacant. Like, it
Outside
was-
patio.
Listen,
Yeah,
we would
outside
show
patio
up.
and
We would
everything.
show up and turn that bitch into what it was.
Look.
We was moving couches. We was moving speakers, like everything.
I'm talking about this bitch made so much money. She had got like a new sign. She started like remodeling the club and shit in between the weekends. We would come like on the next Saturday. We were like, bitch, where you get that sign from? It's like neon light. She'd be like, oh, you like. Like, no, bitch, where did the money come from?
Yeah,
like,
real shit.
I want to see the books.
Hey,
and
for
so
real.
I'm like, I'm talking about nigga. I remember. You do remember we went up to Fullerton, nigga, and we was like, it was like the stuff. The first week we was getting ready to like
With the
really,
flyers, we went to
was
go
like,
promote.
nigga. We fucking. I'm like,
Cal State Fullerton.
bro, it's just we never talk about like one. Do you remember like the last night there? That last night was such
No,
a.
we went a couple places. We went there. We went to we went somewhere, man, like Fullerton, the city college, the JC. We went over there.
We went to Orange Coast. We went every
Orange
every
Coast?
school in Orange County. I was like, nigga, it's mad schools in Orange County. Come on, because the club was 18 and up. And I'm like, come on, nigga, like the club 18
We went
and
on
up.
a whole college tour.
Bro, we went and found a girl that was a freshman in college. And it's not creepy because at the time we were like 20.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know creepy shit.
We were still in college.
Hey,
It
listen,
sounds weird as a 30-year-old man to
I
tell
know,
a story.
I know EJ wasn't even 21 yet because he used to have to stop somewhere at a special place to get a bottle.
It was only one liquor
get
store that
Patron.
the nigga would never ever call me. It was right over here by Punch House. I had been going there since high school,
Yeah.
and I had just always
Rainbow
looked so,
Eddies, whatever you want to call
yeah,
it.
Rainbows, Eddies, whatever it is. It's in Bellflower. If
Oh,
you're from
yeah.
Bellflower, you know
I
about
used to-
it.
I used to
So
get my
the
shit
nigga
right
would
there.
never card me, bro, since high school. Like, you know, since high school I had a beard. Like, I got to Bellflower in the 9th grade, and they was like, yo, man, what grade your son in, man? And I was like, nah, I'm enrolling. Niggas
Yep.
was like, oh shit, man. It was like, how many times you been held back? Like when you get out, brother. Like it was that type of shit. And come to find out, I'm younger than everybody.
Yep.
So it's like, but because of that, I like would go to this store and this one old Chinese dude and his wife would never ever call me. They was just like, oh, you're such a grown. Like,
I know, they did the same shit with me.
So it was like I would always go there and I would always tell Punch, I'd be like, stop at that liquor store. He'd be like, wow, we can stop at English store. I'm like, no, we can't, nigga, because they gonna
This the
card
one.
me.
This the
and,
one.
And Punch was like, oh, that's right, you're not 21, my bad. And then we would always have to go there and do that. But like, we went to Fullerton and we met this girl. She was a freshman. She wasn't from California. She was from like St. Louis or some shit, right? She was from some shit that wasn't. She wasn't from here because she was like the only people I know is. She's like the only people I know is like my friends like in my dorm on my floor. But she was like, it's a bunch of us though. She's like, it's like 25 of us, and I'm like, I'm looking at Cam. We like jackpot. let's go. And I'm like, the place is not far from Fullerton either. I'm like, y'all can all like pack in, or like me and Cam was like, we'll come pick y'all up, like whatever it is, like just because it's the first night, like we gotta have it
capacity.
And so when we get there, the girl like, oh come on, y'all can tell my friends about it, because some of them from LA and some of them got cars and they know about it. We go up there.
I was like, this the whole party right here.
Bro, we get on the floor and she just like, hey y'all, come out. And like girls just, the doors just start like, you know the fucking what is it, the Young Gunners video where it's like, you know, like Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Rockefeller Records, because me and Cam literally, it was like that scene, me and Cam get on the thing.
Real life.
The girl, like we get to the third floor and like from the moment we get on the floor, she start knocking on the fucking doors. Like, y'all, hey y'all, like come to the room. And like the doors just start opening as we walking by. And the girls really start like filing out and coming in. And it's just a bunch of girls that's like, it's like a couple girls that's from LA, but a bunch of them from like Fresno, San Diego, places like that. Like that's not far, but they not at home.
They not here yet.
So they she like, yeah, they from out here. They said they got a club, and them girls is like, the LA girls, of course, is like, y'all gonna get us in? Like y'all ain't gonna have us in there. Y'all are like, you know, they know the LA spill. You know what I'm saying? So they like, I'm like, nah, man, we got y'all. Like, and then the little girl, I call her a little girl now, but the fucking girl was like, the first girl we started talking to, she was like, give me your number. And when I get to the door, I'm gonna tell them I'm your little sister, so they for sure let me in. I'm like, all right, for sure. And we didn't think that, I didn't think all 20, like I didn't think that nigga.
They all pulled up together.
Do you remember that first night? Like when we was like, they was like, it's a line.
We ain't even had security
of fucking girls outside.
Yeah.
And it was like 30 girls from their dorm.
And Cam was still worrying.
And I'm like, bro.
And Cam was still worrying.
I'm like, we won. Like the night is over. I'm like, you got 30 girls in line right now.
Hey,
like
we ran that shit weekly for what, damn near like 2 months.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
We had the Rejects perform up there. We
had
OT
the Reject,
perform up there.
OT performed up there. Looney would do a set.
Looney was DJing, and then we had Lids up there.
Lids did a set. Shout out to Liz. Like,
Yep.
That's a good nigga, man. That's a good nigga, bro.
Yeah, you know what
got me about
D
that?
ran into Liz. The homie D ran into Liz recently. He actually live around here.
That's what's up, man.
I'm trying to find that motherfucker.
Yeah,
we
man,
got
you
some
gotta get
stories
Liz
with that
on here, bro.
motherfucker.
That's a
Because
good
Liz was the dude who would just be kicking it like in the corner, kind of posted, waiting for his set. And then as soon as he was done with his set, he'd go back there and sit down again and just check out the scene. So his point of view, because you know he was like, I gotta go to work in the morning type of motherfucker.
Yeah, let me get my shit in.
So I would like to see his point of view.
Yeah,
of what
because all
happened.
of us have a certain perspective because we were always busy, and like he was one of those people that got to literally sit back, and he just sat back and watched everything. So like it would be interesting to hear him talk about it and like
see it from his point of view.
Yeah, like the last night, that last night turned into a complete.
What was that last night, real quick before we stop?
Oh, the last night. Here we go.
The $35 bottles of champagne.
The $35 bottles of champagne. But what happened was, as if you live in LA, you know eventually the hood is gonna get hold of whatever you do. Like if you're doing an event and it gets big enough, and when they get back to the hood, like not.
I remember you was wilding out one night.
That was the last night.
That was the night. That was the last night.
I remember that now.
That was the last night because like
we
it just had went.
Garden Grove up, bro. Like
Nigga.
that was.
So what happened was the club gets back to the hood. So now this last night it fills up early. It's packed out. But what happens is a bunch of gang members come.
Niggas showed up.
Like,
the niggas came.
The niggas. And so a bunch of different niggas from different hoods show up, right? And I remember, I ain't gonna say my hoods, but it was just a bunch of hoods showed up. And what happened was a nigga that wasn't from no hood, who had been coming to the club since the shit fucking started, is on stage. And like
with the $35 bottle of champagne.
This is how this lady, like if you rewind, we fucking had the club. We tell you the lady had made enough money to start remodeling the club. Well, what we come to find out is that she eventually just starts selling bottles to weekly people. Like if she sees you there weekly, she not carding you no more. She's just gonna sell you the shit. So she starts doing that, and she starts selling these fucking $35 bottles of champagne called Pink.
Damn, you remember the name? I couldn't remember the name for the shit.
I remember that shit.
Because I remember the nigga who sprayed the bottle. I remember being like, what the fuck is your problem, bro? And the nigga was like, man, I'm fucked up off this pink. I'm fucked up off this pink.
Who sprayed it, Kev?
I'm not gonna say it.
I don't even remember the little nigga name. Yeah, man. But he was a cool nigga though, bro. He
can leave a drop in the comment.
I'm sure he will. He was a good nigga though, bro. That's what made me be like, what the fuck did you do that for? Like, he showed up every week, was a cool nigga, and he really was drunk. Like that was
he started spraying it on the stage.
And the nigga was on the stage, bro, and shook up the bottle and sprayed that shit right in the fucking middle. And like
no, that's not what he did.
Yes, he did.
That is what he did.
He was standing on top of something. It was
He was standing on the stage next to me.
Right, but it was a girl sitting on the stage.
And she was sitting right in the middle. Oh,
I do remember that now.
no, what happened first was this. He sprayed the bottle first. And so what happened is he sprayed it on like the girl who's sitting on the stage is not like the club girl from Fullerton. She's one of the girls from the hood. I'm talking about like like, you know, the girls she was one of them. Like, so he sprays the bottle like and so, you know, of course it hits her. And so, you know, she turned around, like, and of course, like, he drunk and he wild out and say some shit that's not completely in line with somebody who's turning around and just had, like, you just sprayed champagne on her, and it's like, bro, your response should have been something closer to I apologize. Yeah. And like, even if just, you know what you did, no matter what.
He turned up.
Like, even, he was just like, what? And then, like, poured it on her. And I was like, that's not a proper response, man. What the fuck is you doing?
You thinking like...
I'm like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, that don't even make sense.
Like, you didn't apologize in no way whatsoever.
I'm like, what language is that's not I'm sorry, no language I know. And just so happened, like, it's just our luck that this is the girl who is the girl for the niggas. You know, every group of niggas got they girl. Mm-hmm. You know, like, it always be like, first lady, her. This bitch, this is who this nigga sprayed with champagne. And I'm like, he done sprayed first lady.
Sprayed first lady.
I'm like, oh, this nigga done sprayed first lady, crip. And so, first lady triple crip is now mad. Yeah. And so she goes, So, you know, anytime she go, a bunch of niggas in white t-shirts and Levi 501s.
How you get in? That's not even dress code.
What happened was,
it's only like 11:30
now we
at
on
this
you,
point,
Cam.
bro.
How'd they get in?
I'm gonna tell you, because remember, this is a nigga who I knew had snuck in the club. Like, I'm from Compton. The hood was from Compton. Yeah. So I seen the nigga. I'm like, how the fuck did you get in here? I know you didn't go through the front door. Yeah. He like, oh, it's like, we had somebody go through the front door. And that back patio that you're talking about, somebody just opened it. That's the first night we found out that the fire alarm didn't fucking work.
Yep. I remember that shit now.
I'm like, this bitch been having us carry the DJ equipment all the way through the front door and this fucking fire alarm don't work. We could have been taking this shit.
Yep, and I was upset because of that. Not because people were sneaking in.
Yeah, because it's me and Punch showing
every
up
week we go through the front and shit.
That fucking Tahoe full of speakers and shit, and it's me and Punch loading up the speakers. I'm like, where the rest of the fucking DJs at, man? Because they all play music on these speakers.
That was the last night.
And I'm talking about the shit fucking, and the shit cracks off, and she's like, So all these niggas turned around and was like, who said our names? And then so like now they go run up on the nigga. Somehow, like, again, this, to the best of my knowledge, this nigga wasn't from no hood. At least he didn't have enough of his hood in there, if he was from somewhere, to be able to fuck with how many of the niggas that was in there with that hood that night. But it just so happens that, you know, once gang shit start happening, it's like gang members just flare up. Like,
and the police show up.
But before the police even could get there, like, it was so much shit that I don't think you remember. Like, because remember, we had white security guards. Yeah. We had when they got these Orange County.
What to do.
Big ass Orange County white boys. It was like we had one white boy that was like 6'6". He was a big ass motherfucker.
He was the one dude that worked for the club. Like, he worked for the lady right there.
But what happened was he brought like his family and shit. Just how niggas do shit. But it's just a bunch of little ass cousins.
They looked like it was his sister. Like,
he had like a little bitch taking the money and shit, like one of them little rowdy trailer park bitches. Like, don't Chester, come get him.
Yeah, different kind of
like just like that.
It's a different kind of
It's a different
just like that.
It's an and like Chester, come get him. It was one of them Orange County white, not the Orange County that y'all know with
Walking
the blonde
barefoot.
and shit. I'm talking about it was this Orange County bitch.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of them. And so, fucking, she's like the shit cracks off. She's like, Chester, get him. So Chester brings his big white ass in the middle of it, and here come Chester pushing through all the niggas. So now the Crip niggas that's in there start tripping, and then lo and behold, we didn't know it was a whole nother hood of niggas in there that was just like, wait, y'all can't forget about us, we gang bang too. Come secure us, cuz. And then
they wanted to start tripping just because it wasn't no attention on them.
So that starts these niggas being like, what, nigga, y'all gang members too, we the only gang. And then these niggas is like, they're like, everybody get out the club. And I remember like niggas was pushing niggas out the club, and I remember Looney grabbing me. He's like, you dumbass, we push them all out the club, they just gonna shoot up the parking lot. I said, you got a great point, get your hands off me though, nigga. I remember. It's like, I will hurt you, nigga. Don't put too close, motherfucker. Yeah,
I remember that
shit. My nigga. Like, it's a heat of the moment, my nigga, don't grab me. And so like at that point, I'm like, okay, stop. Everybody gotta stop. Stop letting these niggas out, Chester. Like, close the door. And Chester's like, okay. And Chester closes the door. And then the fucking Orange County Sheriff show up and it's a bunch of niggas in the parking lot and in the club. These niggas is pushing to get out and the cops is pepper spraying and throwing tear gas and pepper bombs
and
on
that parking
niggas.
lot big as fuck
And
because
the
it was a
parking
whole
lot-
strip mall.
The parking lot was a strip mall, but everything was closed. So you gotta imagine this shit looks like fucking the scene from Paid in Full. Nigga, like scene in Paid in Full in front of the chicken where everybody's out.
Yep.
That's what this shit looks like, but it looks like with more hostility. Like
They
it's
had
just-
the bikini bitches next door outside in the parking lot looking
Look,
at what's going on because
I don't
there was a
even-
bikini bar next door.
It was a bikini bar next door. So you got
It's a bikini bar, and then I told you that was a coffee shop in the daytime.
yeah, but it's like now you got naked Mexican bitches shaped like pillowcases full of dominoes walking out. You got gang members. You got police and pepper spray, and me and Cam and Punch just sitting around looking like dumbasses with our dick in our hands. I told Punch, put the speakers in the truck. We get the
did.
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Gotta go. I'm sitting there trying to figure out the money so everybody could get paid. Like shit, let me
Cam
go holler
always
at
on the
these
money
niggas.
though.
So-
Cam was always on the money.
I said, Cam was like, I got to get the money. I said, Cam, I'm getting these speakers. I'm getting the fuck out of here. You pay me later. Whatever. Nigga, we're leaving. Like, I'm not doing this.
Before
We're all
these
getting
niggas
the
start
fuck
shooting
out of
shit.
here. I'm like, get the fuck.
So
I'm
then
not-
after that, nigga, they out there on the freeway. They shut down the 22 freeway that night doing
did.
donuts and shit.
Remember, we had just got past that shit, and Cam called us and was like, "Nigga, the freeway shut down. These niggas started doing." Do you remember?
Oh,
that
we
shit?
was already on.
Yeah, we was gone,
already
but
on.
niggas called us from behind.
You know how the highway patrol go and start swerving?
That's
They
what they
went
did,
out
yeah.
there and they fucking blocked the freeway and started spitting out.
Yeah,
Fuck
man.
that, man.
That's the adventures of Cam punching Egypt.
Well, look, bro, you definitely gonna come back because we definitely got more stories. But
Yeah, I got a
man,
fuck
you put your IG out there, man. What you got?
One and only EJ. That's it. The number one A&D only EJ. I'm rarely on that shit. I'm gonna do better. I told myself I was gonna go live and do this, but I didn't do that. So like, I'm gonna do better, yeah. Like I'm terrible at this social media shit. I just don't feel like it's real.
Yeah,
like I live
I
a
can
real
understand
life, and it's just like, yeah. But yeah, follow me though.
Way to bring the podcast down, asshole. Anyways, go ahead, Cam.
No, I'm always willing to come on a podcast. I'm just not gonna fucking Instagram about it. But I'll be here.
I was like, man, what the fuck?
Nah, man, you got the promo team. You good.
Right.
Stupid. All right, go ahead.
Y'all want
Cam.
some real shit, y'all know where to find it. Innovative culture.
There you go.
Yeah,
Forward everything at innovative.coach.
I'm gonna join the team. We negotiating right now.
Hey,
we
yeah,
negotiating
we
a deal
gonna
right
put
now.
the plan together.
Yeah, man, we gonna figure it
We
out.
growing the family builder, but you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
y'all can find me at Cool Ass Cam, COOLAZZCAM. Google that shit everywhere. You know, whatever you want to find is right there.
Did you say AOL?
That's what I was wondering. I thought I
did
heard
you say
AOL.
I might have some.
You said Google
shit,
AOL.
shit.
Okay.
No,
MSN?
that wasn't my aim back in the day.
You want to give me your T-mail? You got your T-mail still?
My T-mail was damn, I don't remember.
That's
my
sick, man. Give me your
T-mail,
Instagram
bro.
so we can go.
At
Damn.
I am DJ Punch. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the whole Shabam Boo, baby. We out this bitch. Peace.